Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of CAP Explained. In today's episode, I want to show you how you can access the Joule AI for free in your trial account, just so you can boost your productivity, your development, and basically to try it a little bit out. I'm gonna also do a little showcase, a little demo how we can actually use Joule in our everyday development. So I am on the BTP trial account. So I'm clicking on go to trial account, and the first step after you activate your account or you have used it longer, mine is gonna actually run out in one day. You need to go to boosters. Maybe I'm gonna zoom a little bit. So you go here on the left to boosters, and you need to find SAP build code, and here just click on start, and it's gonna activate the booster for your account. In my case, it's gonna be pretty fast because I already have activated it. And then click on navigate to sub account, and it's gonna take me to my trial account, where I can go to instances and subscriptions, and just go to SAP Business Application Studio. And the latest update, it changed a little bit. It's that if you click on SAP Business Application Studio, it's actually gonna take you to SAP build code. We can try it out. And you need to go do I mean it's not taking you to the dev spaces, it's gonna take you to SAP build. So from here, if you want to access your dev space manager, you actually need to go to the can I show this? Let's move the screen a little bit. Here in the top hand side, you can go to the options and click on Dev Space Manager to access your dev spaces. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the one that I have already created when I tried it out, when I trained it, and I'm also gonna delete this one project, just so it doesn't stay in the way when we try it out. Okay, delete the project, and I'm gonna delete the space also, because I can only have maximum of 2. Okay, we're getting some errors, no worries about that. Let's just create a new project. It's gonna be an application. It's gonna be a full stack application. It's gonna be a full stack Node.js application. Press on next, and here let's give it a proper name. In my case, I wanted to do like a gym membership application, something like that. Gym entries, and I'm gonna select a new dev space, which I'm gonna call the same name as the project. Let's click on review, and let's create the dev space. It's gonna take just a second. As you can see, at the same time in the dev spaces, it creates me a full stack application using productivity tools, which you might have already seen on my channel. But in this case, we're using SAP build work zone to everything to make this automatically. You don't need to press anything. And when the application starts, you're gonna see that in the dev space, it's in status running, and you can access it from here, or just click right here to access it, or rather just click here. Right, it's gonna load our business application studio, and we're gonna create a simple gym application where there's gonna be 2 entities, members and gym logs, just to try out how we can work with Joule. So when you use the productivity tools, you're gonna get this storyboard where you've got your data models, your entities, services, UI applications, and external resources for APIs. And if we want to start the project, and the initial project is actually created. Of course, it's empty in the database layer and the service layer. There's nothing yet. So you can, of course, create it by hand, create it using here the storyboard editor, or you can use Joule. On the left hand side you can see this diamond. That's the logo from Joule, and it's gonna open the panel. And in this panel you can type in comments to, of course, just generate some code and other stuff. But the Joule is actually restricted to typing in with commands. So you cannot just type in do something or calculate this math equation or something like that. You need to use this commands. And if you type backspace, or rather backslash, we're gonna get a set of possible commands we can create. So you got some basic ones, some for the MDK, but the most interesting for us, for our case in this, to start off, is gonna be generate CAP data model, because we don't have a data model yet. So, or we can actually create a whole application. Let's go with that, because if you create a whole application, it's gonna go and create the service layer also. And it's gonna give you some sample prompts, so you can see how you should type in the comments, because it's it might be obvious, but Joule likes it to be very specific. From my experience, if you type too much or if you type too less, it's not gonna be ideal. So it's actually good to click off the sample prompt, just so we can see how this prompt should look like. And of course, I'm gonna change it from to create a gym membership application with members and log entries, entities, sample data is required when creating. Okay, and then there's some app logic. So let's move it to each member can have only 5 entries in each month. And let's try and click send it, and let's see what happens. So for complicated requests, Joule is gonna separate it first for creating a data model, then to sample data, and as you can see in this case, it didn't generate the entry for creating some logic that I wrote. So that's a minus point for Joule, because I experimented with it. It's not always catching up on this, but we can also add it later on, so it's not bad. Okay, so the prompt is defined to data entities, member log entry, and there's some properties. Log entry association member, each member can have only 5 entries in each month, and so we can actually delete it because it's not part of the data model. And I can edit it and save it. And after this step is correct, I'm pressing on the arrow to go to the second step, and I already see that it generated some files, and we can check them out. You can see that we've got 2 entities in the data model, the schema CDS. So in our database layer, or is actually not yet created, it's gonna generate it after we press on continue, and then sample data. Sure, let's just go with this prompt that has been created. So it's gonna create some sample data, and what's cool about this sample data, it's not gonna be this random generated sample data, but it's gonna be a more reasonable data, like real names and real dates and so on. And then the log entries are gonna be also kinda sensible, right? So let's accept those changes, and instantly after we create accept, it's gonna create those files and we can see that we've got those here in the data model, 2 entries where we can check in the sample data by pressing this button, and we can change the data, we can see, but it makes perfect sense. And we've got 2 services, or rather 1 service with 2 projections. And if we go to the service layer, to service.cds, we can see we can zoom in. We can see that those there are 2 entities and both have OData draft enabled. So next step would be to create an application. After each step, I like to reset the conversation because it's from which I tried the best option. So let's reset it and let's see what other commands do we have here. So for example, we've got the generate SAP Fiori elements UI from storyboard, which makes perfect sense in our case because we've got a storyboard, we've got some entities here, and we can generate this Fiori elements application. And so let's use this command, and I'm gonna say to generate gem entries application, which will be a list view where I will be able to create new entries and selecting from existing members. And let's see what's gonna pop out, because it's an AI assistant, so you never know. I cannot say for sure it's gonna work, it's gonna be perfect. So let's see how long it will take, or if I need to cut the video. Okay, it's loading. So we see, actually it was quite fast. We see the application has been created, and it takes us directly to the page map. We see, let's see, it created an application, geometries management. Let's see annotations, nothing too much there because all the annotations are here. Okay, that's quite a lot. Let's just see the application to see how it worked out. Usually there's this button, but I'm not sure about it. So let's go with the standard Ctrl+Shift+C to open the terminal, and let's go with first npm-i to install our all dependencies for our packages, because it's a fresh new dev space. And after that we can start off our server and check the application that has been generated. So all packages are being installed, some warnings going down there, and let's go with CDSW or CDS watch if you like the full version, and let's open the application. So yeah, we've got the service endpoints, our service, but what's interesting for us is the sandbox. I can actually move the screen a little bit, and we've got surely the gem entries management application, which is with a nice description provided, and let's see how it worked out. Okay, so we've got our log entries. I see that initial load is not a standard function here, but if we press and go, we see all of those entries for all the log entries. That's what I was expecting. And of course we can see in the object page the entry ID, the entry date and member. Nothing too much to it because it's all the data we had in our database. And let's see how the entity creation works. Press on create. I need to provide an entry ID, entry 200, whatever, entry date. And let's see how the search herb works for members. And surely it worked just fine. So I have the list of all existing members, which is very cool because usually you would need to create a search group for yourself. So I'm selecting both Smith and I'm creating the entry, which works just fine. If I try to delete the one entry, it works just fine, just standard all data, nothing too much to see here. So I can surely say that it proved its worth, that Joule can create these basic applications, which to be fair are not too hard to create yourself, but I sure approve the way that you can boost up your productivity with this application. Okay guys, I'm gonna be honest, I tried to generate some logic to it, but I don't even see a prompt to expand it. So I don't know, maybe I'm using it wrong. If you use it more often, you can tell me in the comment how you can generate some logic, but I only see options to generate some sample data, which I really recommend for Joule. It's really working great and generating some simple applications. I haven't really tried it on more complicated applications. I believe I just like to have control on my development, but for an initial creation, that's surely how you can use it. And now definitely you know how you can add the trial account, Joule to your trial account. And sure, guys, test it out yourself. Let me know what you think about it. What's your experience with Joule, and do you enjoy it, or do you use other coding agents? I'm really interested in this topic, so I really hope for your comments. And if you see this video, try it out yourself. Not only watch this video, just so you can experience it on your own. Other than that, thanks for watching for today, guys, and leave a subscription, a like, and share the video if you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.